Hey everyone, Entest here, and I wanted to go over Albedo and how to make him a very good support. He's kind of like Fischl, where he adds a ton of utility to the team, a ton of value. It is constantly going. I think that this is going to be one of the better supports in the game, and with the Geo buffs coming, people are going to be loving Albedo. If you get this character, awesome. I think that the banner has a lot of really good supports on it, and so Albedo, very nice. I think that this ability right here, cream of the crop, we'll talk about it in a minute. But first, a quick word from my sponsor. This video is sponsored by Opera GX. Now, I'm going to give you a few reasons why you should be downloading Opera GX right this second and using it as your main browser. GX Corner gives you all the gaming news and hot deals when they're happening. And if you guys like watching live streams, you can integrate your Twitch with the browser and see all the live streams directly on your browser, jumping from streamer to streamer. GX Control puts you in control of your RAM and your CPU. If you're on a lower end PC and you want to put on some limiters so that there aren't some hot tabs draining all your resources, you can do that. If you care about FPS in games, this is an absolute lifesaver. You can also customize all of the looks and themes, making it look perfect for you. There are a ton of other features, so if you guys are interested, click the link down below and download Opera GX right now. It's free. You get all of these features for free. There's even a built-in VPN. Guys, this is a no-brainer. If you're looking for the ultimate browser that is beautiful and free, download the link right now. Okay? Click it. It's just right down there, okay? Please click it. I need it. It helps me support the Tash Man. Don't you love me? Look at this. I got Twitch right there. I got my Discord. I'm ready to go. I'm on top of the world with Opera GX. Today, I wanted to talk about Albedo and how I would build this character. Now, I am doing this in the trial, and these artifacts that are on the trial character are trash. This is not what you should be using. I want to give you some recommendations, but I wanted to let you know that I'm not personally getting Albedo, leveling up Albedo, and using him. He does look good, and I honestly would recommend him to people based on his kit. I just don't really want this Geo character. I don't know why. I'm saving for another banner because I am free to play on my accounts. But honestly, at this point, I realize that if I want to be a good content creator for this game, I almost need to spend the money. I almost need to go on my main account and just do it. Because how the hell can I cover characters properly? And I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Because, you know, I made a vow not to spend money on this game on my accounts. But, I mean, can I really be reviewing characters in this trial? I don't know. Maybe people don't care. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to give you my thoughts. I think I've covered enough characters. I think I've put in enough time with this game that I should know how to build them properly. And that's all I wanted to say. So here's a couple of things. I personally feel like Albedo can be a main DPS, and you can leave him out on the field. If you've got a cracked weapon, you've got maybe like a flute, you can use him. But I look at Albedo's kit, and it screams support. It screams, I'm going to go on the field, I'm going to do my job, and then I'm getting off the field. And so if I was building him, that is what I would do. So let's explain why. So the Solar Isotoma, you put this on the field, and it's just going to be an AoE, honestly, a massive AoE. Look at the size of this thing, okay? Look at the size of this thing. It is absolutely huge. The cooldown on it is like nothing, right? You put this down, and this thing lasts for 30 seconds. Now, this is like Xingqiu. When you have this on the field, any enemies attacking in it are going to get a Geo damage boost. While they're attacking, little hits of Geo damage are going to happen, and so he can passively support similar to a Fischl or Xingqiu, but it's on his E ability. So I would say he's closer to Fischl than anything. It's just going to be Geo damage. Now, this E ability does get some defense scaling. Obviously, if you get attack from your levels and from your weapon, that's still going to give you more damage, but it does get a bonus from defense. And so if you use some of those defense artifacts that might be laying around, I'll show you a couple in my inventory. This could be a nice little treat. But I think set bonuses are going to be the main thing that help. Now, with his ultimate Tectonic Tide, you should only be using this if Solar Isotoma is on the map. Now, because the cooldown is like 0 and you can have pretty much 100% uptime, I don't know why it wouldn't be on the map, but if Solar Isotoma is not on the map, this is going to do much less damage. It does like 7 times the damage if you have it on the map, because you get these Fatal Blossoms that do some damage. So make sure that you're using those kind of in together and rotating through, but the energy cost of this thing is like nothing. So you can spam it no matter what. Like, it really, you should have both of these available at all times. So the big reason why I view him as a support and why you should use him as a support is homonuclear nature. This is giving you 125 elemental mastery to nearby party members every time you pop your Q ability for 10 seconds, which is amazing because you can spam that Q ability. This has like very, very high uptime, maybe not quite 100%, but pretty damn close. Now, this elemental mastery is going to help the elemental reactions of your other characters, and that's why I view him as a support. You pop your E, you pop your Q, and then everyone else is boosted. And so there's multiple comps that you can use with him. Now, if you look at this elemental mastery at 34, not great, right? It's not great, but it does increase the damage of Vaporize and Melt, Overload, Superconduct, Electrocharge, all those things a bit. Now, what happens if you actually had 125? Let's look at that. So if you look at official here, I've got 152. So, if you took his base plus that 125, you'd be around this area. Vaporize and Meld are now doing 33% more damage. Okay, that's insanity. And now we've got Overload, Superconduct, Electrocharge, Shattered, Swirl, 79%. And then Crystallize, Damage Absorption. You're getting more damage absorption there as well. And so if you do use a Vaporize and Melt comp, you have to remember that this is a damage multiplier on top of all your damage, your crit chance and everything. And so this is actually a very strong multiplier, and so are these as well. And, if you're using characters that are doing a bunch of elemental reactions, if you've got a Shang-Yun, if you've got Dluke, if you've got Mona, if you've got these people that can continually reapply these elements, it can be very strong. If you're using someone like Razor and maybe Barbara, and you're continually electrocharging, this could be amazing as well. If you're superconducting over and over again using a Chi-Chi and a Razor, there's so many combinations, but everyone is going to benefit from that elemental mastery. It's going to be a huge boost to your damage for pretty much free. So the nice thing about Albedo is because he does get some defensive scaling, there's multiple ways you can get a lot of value here. Now, you're going to want geo damage on your goblet. Absolutely. But here's the big, beautiful thing. If you get crit and crit damage, awesome. He's going to hit harder. If you get attack percentage, elemental mastery, all these different things, cool. But if you get a bunch of energy recharge and defense, on some other characters, this might be trash. You might not even want this. On Albedo, this would be like God roll. And so some of those items that maybe you don't think are very good could be pretty solid, whether it's a cup or a helmet, right? If you're finding things that have defense on them, like this hourglass, if we look at all these different hourglasses with defense percentage, right? I've got a bunch of gold ones here. You're right. Maybe I don't want to use some of these on some of my other characters, but crit rate, crit damage, attack, defense percentage, this is a great little item. Now, obviously, you're going to want to get some set pieces going, so let's talk about what sets I would use on Albedo. So if you wanted to build a full set, I think Archaic Petra would be a good opportunity because you are being a bit of a support doing constant damage, so getting that extra geo damage would be good. But also, upon obtaining elemental shards created through crystallization, party members gain a damage boost for that particular element. Well, here's the thing. He generates a lot of crystals. This is constantly going, you're attacking with your other characters, they're out on the field generating and crystallizing all the time. And so if you do the full set of Archaic Petra, that could be very, very good. But I've got a couple other options that might be good. So option number 1 would be full Archaic Petra. Option number 2 is you get the 2-piece set here for 15% geo damage boost. This is a very powerful boost, just that 2-set piece. And then what you're going to do is go and get the Noblesse set, which is right here. This is going to give you elemental burst damage by 20%. That is awesome as well, getting that extra 20%, so you're getting the geo damage, and then you're going to get this. And then the other option is full Noblesse. I think this is going to be a great one as well. So you're getting that elemental burst damage, and then when using that burst, which you're constantly going to be doing, it boosts the attack of all party members by 20%. Now, this means that your personal damage on Albedo is going to go down a little bit, but you're buffing up those other characters. Now, attack percentage, this isn't the best buff, but I think that you could make it work because of the low cooldown on his Q. You're going to have pretty much 100% uptime on this. You're going to be putting out the damage, buffing Elemental Mastery, and then buffing their attack, and I think that that is super, super valuable to have on your team. Now, another thing to think of is this Enduring Rock right here, in 1.3, it is going to change. So right now it says it increases your attack when you're protected by a shield. That isn't the case anymore. Now it's actually going to be boosting all damage, which is a very, very strong multiplier. This damage that you're going to be getting from Enduring Rock is actually going to be better than the double fire, where you're getting the attack percentage, 25%. It's going to be much stronger than that. It's also going to give you damage reduction. This Enduring Rock in 1.3 is going to be very, very good. So you might want to consider pairing Albedo with another Geo character to get those bonuses on them. So Zhongli is going to be a pretty good choice for that. With his pillar, it's actually going to resonate with his flower or Isotoma, and that's going to be a pretty cool thing. You're going to get a lot of shields from Zhongli, so if you had him, that's cool, but I know that most characters don't have that. But I'm going to tell you some other characters that look cracked. So if you have the Geo main character, believe it or not, I think Geo main character, with the changes, it might become meta. And I'm going to explain why. So the talents. You know, I don't love the talents. He slams down with the rock, and the Q ability is pretty cool too, but it's actually in his constellation that makes him valuable. So if you look at this one, when Wake of Earth is on the map, you're getting a 10% crit rate to everyone. That is super valuable to have. This Meltdown, it does some AoE damage. That's pretty cool. This one here, you generate a bunch of energy, allowing you to spam that ability much more, especially when you're hitting a bunch of enemies, and the duration is increased. So by getting these constellations, you're getting crit rate, and that crit rate is going to be lasting 5 seconds longer because of this. And I think that the Geo main character and Albedo could be a very strong combo, because you're not using the main character for main DPS, and you're not using Albedo for main DPS, but they're both buffing and making your other main DPS more valuable. So you use them both as a support, and then let's say you're using like Dluke, right? You're getting the crit rate from the main character, you're getting the elemental mastery from Albedo, and then you could use, you know, Xingqiu Dluke, you could use, you know, like Kaya Dluke and do a bunch of melts, and you are going to one-bang stuff. Like, I'm telling you, you're going to hit so hard, it isn't even funny. Now, obviously, if you don't have Dluke, there's multiple combinations you could do, but I think that the main character would be really good. Noelle, if you needed a healer, could give you that double resonance, and Ningguang, if she was your main DPS, that's pretty cool too, but in my opinion, because Albedo gives elemental mastery, you would want to pick people that are really good, maybe Child or someone like that, that's doing a lot of vaporizes and melts or other elemental reactions, and the other character should just support. And that's why I think the main character is good. You use the abilities, you get those crits, crit rate builds, and then you use Albedo and you get the elemental mastery, and then the other characters are doing everything else. They're doing the main work. And I feel like Ningguang is kind of a main DPS, and she's not going to benefit as much from that elemental mastery. That's it though. That's the video. Let me know what you think. I don't have the character. I can't fully test him. I would definitely recommend you watch some other content creators on their thoughts and how to build him, because I have not personally done it. Okay? Again, I think I know enough about the game now. I can look at the kit and I can give you some recommendations. But I'm in a tough spot here. If I don't use all my Primo Gems and I don't get him from doing the Spiral Abyss and the free wishes that they give me, I can't review the characters properly. And I really hate that. And that's one of the reasons why I've been frustrated, you know, covering this game. And I said that I was going to quit back in the day because I realized this issue. But maybe if you guys trust me, I can still do stuff like this and cover all the characters as they come out. But it's kind of like, you just got to take my word for it. And I don't know if people are going to like that. So let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, I think this is enough info to get you started, but let me know. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.